Imagine that you live next door to a single mother and a 5-year-old son. Every morning you see her leave for work but realise the child is being left at home by himself. How do you think the child feels being left all alone every day? What kind of danger is he in? Or imagine you suddenly see a pregnant woman running out of her house crying in the middle of the winter with no coat or even shoes. What do you think might be happening? And what can you do? Or how would you react if you were a council worker on a visit to support a housing tenant? You discover a disturbing scene of self-neglect and clear signs of mental illness. All throughout Haringey, there are people in trouble. Children and adults who are vulnerable and living in conditions or experiencing situations where they are in danger of harm and abuse. But you can help to make them safer. These films will show you how. All of these stories and people are real, and so are the opportunities for you to make a difference. So what do we mean by safeguarding? Safeguarding is protecting children and adults at risk from harm and abuse. It's about promoting their welfare. People don't always know they're being abused, so we all have the opportunity to help and protect them. How do we safeguard children and adults? By paying attention to signs of abuse and telling someone about it. Watch this true story about safeguarding. Think about how you would react in this situation and what you could do to make a difference.
I went out on a home visit one day, myself and a colleague, to talk to the tenant about rent arrears and their benefits. And on getting there, knocked on the door, child answered the door from the inside, didn't open the door, and asked who it was. I said I was from the council, needed to speak to their mother. He said, well, my mum's not here. And I instantly realised, okay, this child I was talking to couldn't have been more than 5-6 years old, chatting with us very freely through the letterbox. At first he said she'd popped out to the shops, and then we said, okay, we'll wait until she came back. Half an hour later, she still wasn't back. At this point, we started to get a bit concerned. When I realised that the child was on their own, I was anxious, worried. The neighbour confirmed that the parent, they were a single mother, often left the child to go to work. So she would leave the child on their own. I had to contact my manager, who then contacted social services, social services came in and took over the situation. It could have happened on a different occasion where the child could have come to harm, because anything could happen. That is neglect.
If you see a situation where a person or a child is in danger of harm or abuse, acting quickly can have a major impact. In our story of the child being left at home alone, imagine what would happen if the council worker hadn't reported it. Something bad could have happened to that child, or the mother who is struggling to cope might fall into more trouble. But the council worker did report it. That means the child can be kept safe, and the mother can get the support she needs. Had someone noticed and reported this even earlier, for example the neighbours, they may have gotten the support they needed even sooner. Think about this story about safeguarding. Mr. Smith is an elderly gentleman that attends the local post office every Monday, uses a cash point card, takes out £20 and buys his groceries. He knows all the people in the counters. They say, hello, Mr. Smith. He tells them about their day, what he's about to do. One occasion, Mr. Smith doesn't come in, but another gentleman comes in with his card and has the pin, so he's using the pin. The post office staff query this, and he says he's a relative of Mr. Smith. Ordinarily, Mr. Smith uses £20 to do his shopping. This gentleman's taken out £50. There's concerns. The post office staff, they contact the safeguarding team because of the concerns they have. We look into it, and it transpires that this gentleman, he's claiming to be a carer for Mr. Smith. Once the local authority started their inquiries, this gentleman disappeared. The local authority put in steps to ensure that they would safeguard his finances. The local authority gives Mr. Smith his weekly money, so he's able to go and do his shopping as he used to do. If you live or work in the borough, you have an opportunity to help protect our most vulnerable people, simply by keeping your eyes open, using your instincts and telling someone about it. In all of these films, you see more true stories that show the different forms that abuse can take, what to look out for, what to do about it, and just how much of a difference it can make to someone's life.